Hey guys, Farmer Bob here. Welcome back to my channel, man. Great to be back, guys, with another video. Always nice to make videos. So yes, just to find the time these days are crazy. But anyway, if this is the first time that you are here on my channel, a warm welcome to you. I really appreciate you jumping on my channel and spending time with me. That's good. Wonderful, man. So today's video, before I forget, do remember to like and subscribe. And also share my stuff. I do appreciate, man, guys. And then also, to those of you who's been with me for a long time, a warm welcome to you as well. And a special thank you to all my Patreons. I do appreciate you guys helping me out and, yeah, supporting me. I love that. Thanks so much. Great. So today's video, there's been so much confusion and so many guys struggling to put placeables down in FS25. Because of the new toolkit that they've developed, which, by the way, do not put a custom placeable down with the toolkit. It does not work. The toolkit is only for the in-game stuff. So leave the toolkit alone if you want to do custom stuff. And that's what this video is about. I'm going to do just one video on custom placeables, because my previous video, the guys got confused. I made a video with 3 different ways to put placeables into FS25, and it just seems to go missing, you know. So let's rather do a video on a specific topic, like for instance custom placeables, and then we'll take it from there. So what I've got now, I've got a mod that is a diesel factory. Now this is not mine. I've just randomly grabbed it. And I'm going to call this a custom placeable. So I'm going to use this diesel fabric or diesel factory, and we're going to use that as a custom placeable because it's got all the makings of a placeable. So there's your XML for it. It's a dairy that this guy has changed over into diesel, creating diesel. So obviously the name will not say diesel. Probably would have been a nice idea just to change the name, because you can change the name obviously. But anyway, so for our example, I've got a copy of the US map, which is obviously downloadable on my Patreon site. I've got a copy there of every map, the Asian map, as well as the Europe map, as well as the US map. For all my Patreons, free to use. It's all set up and go. This is this is the US map. This is what it looks like. It's an exact copy of the in-game map, so that you can modify it and play on it. You know, make your own, do whatever you want on it. So I've got this here for us to fiddle around with. So the very first thing you want to do, always put whatever you want to put into your map in your map folder. Don't import anything from outside of your map, outside of the map folder, unless it's something in-game. That's the only time that you can import direct into your map from outside of the map folder, is if you grab something from the Farming Simulator 25 data directory. Anything from in here, you're welcome to go direct into your map. Alright, so first things first, this is our mod that we want to use. So I'm going to cut this thing and drop it into our map folder, which is, I'm going to close that one. Our map is this one, mod US map. Going to go maps, map US, and then I'm going to create here for us a placeable folder, because there is no placeable. Now this is only the way I like to organize my things. You can do it any way you want, you know. You don't have to have a placeable folder. There's no rule for that or whatever. This is cancel. What now? I've messed up somewhere. So let's go back into our mods folder. Just grab it again. Diesel fabric. There it is. Control X to cut it, and V to paste it, like that. And now I'm just going to rename it. I don't like this LS25 in front, so all I'm going to do is like that, and then I'll do it like that. Diesel fabric, like that, or factory. Fabric, like that, is actually German, so I'll just call it factory, like that. Good. So now that we have a directory and everything inside, if I now open here, there's my R3D textures, everything. So the first thing I want to do now is just verify the moddesk file if there's not special stuff in here. The brands I don't care for, so there's nothing special in here. Oh, but there is some text, text. So there is some file name prefixes, so I want to just add that. So in text, I've got text.de and text.en. So I can actually just take that that whole thing in the moddesk, this L10, Control C that, go into my maps moddesk, and yeah, under the stuff, we're gonna paste that in there, and then obviously we need to come to this directory, and from our map folder, everything behind that, we want to copy that, Control C, and drop it in here, and then we're going to go like that, map US, diesel factory, and then text. Alright, that should lead us to the text file. So that's our L10N stuff, no problem with that. And all that is just for your naming of things, like for instance, function text diesel can be produced here, so it's a description. I could have actually just added this section into my moddesk. It's actually much easier if I just do this, copy this, Control C, go into my moddesk for the map, and just drop it in there. I don't need to have an L10 directory, and then I can just get rid of the text like that. That's much better, because now save a bit of routing and all kinds of stuff, you know, like so. All right, so we'll keep the moddesk open because we're going to also have to add store items for our item to place, you know. All right, so the next thing, store items, there it is. I've got the whole section there already. That's very nice. So I'm just going to grab that into my moddesk, Control V. Your moddesk probably already have a store item. If it doesn't, just create yourself one. It needs to have a start and an end, and then the store items is in between. And then once again, we want to have that whole thingamabobby up to there. Control C, XML, like that. So maps, map US placeable, diesel factory, XML, dairy placeable. That's the directory. My word, it's a lot. I could actually make this much smaller. You see, there's the XML and dairy placeable. So that whole directory tree, how many we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 5 levels. So we're on max. That's the max the Giants allows you to work for console. If you want to put your map into console, you can have 5 directory depth of 5 directories from your map folder. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm on max here at this placeable. Right, which is fine for me. I can live with that. And now that we have the whole thing in the map, we need to now, and we've got it in our moddesk there. So the store will be now loading that placeable for us. So if we now go into game as is, then we'll be able to buy that placeable and put it down. And now that is exactly what we're going to do in any way. But I want to just jump in here and the gameplay, just check somewhere there should or could be a placeholder. There's no placeholder. Okay, so we'll create one for us, normally under map or under gameplay. Where should be, that doesn't really matter. So I'm just going to go create TG. Let's transform group and double click it to rename, and we'll call it placeholders. I always have the placeholders because that just gives you time to have it in the map while you build around it and it's visible, you know. So that will be nice. So select your placeholders, go to user attributes. At Boolean you go to script callback, and in here you type on create with a capital C and click add like that. And now we can just put the placeholder in there, placeholders dot on create, like so. So you type that in there exactly like that, placeholders dot on create, and now that script will ignore, the game will now, because of this script, the game will ignore everything in this transform group. Alright, so we're going to put our thingamabob in here, import from our map, as I said earlier on, placeable, diesel factory, i3D, dairy placeable. Alright, so it's actually a diesel factory. Go drop that into the placeholders. If you don't know how to move stuff about, what I do with my middle mouse button, click and hold on the item that you want, click and hold, and now you can move it anywhere. I'll just drop it on the placeholders and we'll put it there for you. So that's a quick and easy way to navigate around with your stuff. It's very dangerous. Be careful with it because you can move stuff about without thinking about it, especially when you get the nicely oiled map maker in years to come, and you move stuff about without thinking, and you drop a thing and it's gone, and then stuff doesn't work anymore or whatever, you know. So that's just a tip there. All right, so placeholders, there it is, Control B for Bravo, and I'll drop it down, and there's the entire thing in my map. But it's still not a working thing, guys. Remember now I said earlier on that this is only in here for visible things, so I can now put fences around it, build some terrain around it, remove grass around it, you know, put some stuff around it, whatever. So I can now put terrain around it, like for instance if we want some of that terrain, I'll just Control R there and just paint some terrain around it, you know, that type of thing. I'm just messing around now, guys, so whatever, just showing that you that is what it's for, is a visible representation of the building. However, if I load the map now, you will see it's not there, though it is here. Because of the placeholder script, the game will ignore it. Okay, so that is fine. We're going to save it as is, so I can show you that as well, and close the map while we're closing that, right, like that. Make sure the modX is saved. That one is all right. We can close that. And now we're going to go inside Farming Simulator 25. And this is going to probably take a little bit of time because I haven't started the game yet today, since I started my PC earlier on today. So yeah, it will obviously be a bit of a waiting thing. And it will give me a bit of time just to switch off the game sounds, because there was a few guys that said, oh please Farmer Bob, I'll wait for the program, man, what do you want to do now? Here we go. So options, sound, echo, environment, character, radio, GUI volume. Is it music volume? What have they got here? No. Okay, I'll keep it there just for you guys. Okay. Alright, so open the thing, select our map. Let's just find it. Mod map US, that's the one. Continue. And this map obviously doesn't have anything. You see there's the diesel factory. But I'm not going to select it because we've got it in our map. But that's actual mod, so I don't want to select the mod. However, I want to get the power tools, so that's the only one I'll select, is the power tools, so we can check that it is working. Great. Sit back and relax, guys. I'm having a cup of coffee here in the background, so excuse my slurping if there's any funny noises. we take it one thing at a time, you know. Great, man. So the process I'm doing now is to find the lines for our placeables.xml. So that's very important to have your placeable.xml, the correct lines and stuff in there, because if you don't have the right line for it, you're going to have a problem, and the stuff is not going to work as it should work, you know. So we want the correct line in there, and we're going to just show you how to do that now. So first, like that, start, go down. All right, now I just want to show you, let's quickly put our run fast super speed thing on, so I can super speed in here, and as you can see, I've placed that factory down here. It's not here. However, the ground that I modified is there. See, so the factory that we placed is definitely not there, and that is what that script does. It ignores what you put in there, so that because even if I put that factory just in a normal transform, it will show up here, but none of the triggers will work, because it needs the XML to work the triggers. The triggers are set up via XML. The placeable alone is not what's going to make the triggers work. It's the XML that makes all the triggers work. So you need the XML. You can't. The placeable will never work without the XML. Right. So here we go. So we're going to go purchase now. Construction, and then this will probably be down here. Diesel factory. Okay, there's no icon. I forgot to do the icon. All right, so we're going to drop that. Could not load item. Okay, wonder why. You know what? I know why. Okay. Sorry, guys. So we're going to have to quickly exit. And unfortunately, because it's a map we're loading, we have to do the whole thing over again. So it's just an XML problem. So what we're going to do is grab this directory, diesel factory up to there, Control C, and then we're going to go into our map, placeables, diesel factory, open that XML, and we have to fix this here. This is not pointing to the correct R3D, because remember our diesel factory, we've now taken it out of its mod environment and put it into our map. So now we have to route our XML to find this correct R3D, as well as the image, the store icon. That's the two things that you always want to have correct here in the XML. All right, so now it will definitely work. That is now if the factory works. I honestly haven't even tested this factory, but the fact that it's in my mods folder, it should be all right. I'm sure it works, but we'll see just in a sec. Right, while we're waiting for this thing to load, I'm quickly having a sip of coffee, and I'll take this time to remember you guys to remember to like and subscribe, and also do support me on Patreon. I do appreciate that, man. Power tools, and that's all we need. Great. Yeah, in my Patreon, in the shop is a lot of free stuff, like there's a lot of stuff that you can get for free if you're a Patreon supporter, let alone my whole farming simulator map making course, which is in my posts, so that is for free. Everyone can use that, and the link to my Patreon is in my video description. Every video description will have the link for Patreon, as well as all my other stuff. Good. All right, so once again, just want to quickly see, I think the price, I can't remember what the price was, but I suppose we're going to need a bit of bucks. I'll just add some bucks, and then while we're here, we might as well super speed as well. All right, so purchase once again, factories, and then is, you can see now the diesel factory now has an icon, and I'll drop it down there. The rotation doesn't really matter, because we're going to select rotation in the game, in the editor. So save. All right, like so. Quit. That's all we wanted to do. Just drop the mod or the placeable down, get the save game stuff from the save game. So save the game, drop the placeable, save the game, and then come this way. So now we're going to go into our documents folder and into Farming Simulator 25. So it's documents, my games, Farming Simulator 25, save game 1, that's the one I used. Find the placeable XML. There it is. And then right at the bottom will be your last thing that you've bought. So there it is. All right, so select that little MacGyver, the whole thing. If you click on the placeable, it will highlight the end of the placeable. So just make sure that you select everything like that, copy it, go into your maps placeable, that's mod map US, and there's my placeable for my map. And right at the bottom, it doesn't really matter where you put it, but as long as you put it above the close placeable, so it must be in the body of the placeable. So I'm going to make some space here, drop it in here. And now, the very first thing we want to do now is convert this from a mod to a placeable. So at the moment it thinks it's loading a mod. That's why it's got mod name. So you delete this whole little section here, like that. And then the modder, you change to mapdir, like this, all small letters. And then just behind the dollar, there needs to be a /. And then you can take your map directory out, like so. And there you go. Now you have your entire line to the placeable XML. And if you go to your mod desk, you'll see that that should be the same directory. The whole line here should be exactly the same as the placeable there, from obviously after the map there. Because map there means your map directory, and then everything after that is the directory. And then the unique ID, guys, I never knew this. It's something that I've learned in between everything. You can now call this thing whatever you want, as long as it's unique diesel factory. As long as it's a unique name, you can call it whatever you want. As long as when you double click it, you don't see any other green or highlighted item with the same name. So that is the unique ID. There's no need for that long codes. And then we have obviously our position, rotation, the age and price you can delete. And if you want this this placeable to be not available for start from scratch mode, you need to add the default form property equals true value in here. So you can just find, let me just grab it here. Is there anywhere one with a default form property? Bought with farmland, bought with farmland. Okay, I don't see a default form property equals true in here, but if you open your farmlands.xml from your map, so I'm going to go back to my map, which is here. That's mods, yeah. I've got way too much stuff open now. Let's just close up a little bit. Map US config farmland. Where is the farmland in this thing? Placeable. Oh, you know what? Map US. This one will not have a farmland because it's an in-game map, so it is not set up to have its own farmland. It's working from the in-game farmland. So what I'll do is just grab it there. Data, maps, map US, farmland. It's in config, farmlands. There it is, and there's your default farm property line. So you grab this line from your farmlands, or any farmland will have it in, and go back to your placeable, and just before farm ID, paste it in there. Make sure there's a space between your things like that. And there you go. Now what will happen is when this placeable loads in game and you do a start from scratch mode, this will not be available. That's only if that is what you want. If you want it to be available all the time, remove the default farm property. All right. And guys, so now we need to open the map once again, just in here. Map US. Oh, wait a second, not that one, but this one here. Map US, there it is. So this is our mod map. I mustn't get confused. Open the wrong map and modify the wrong map. Because they look identical, because it's the same map. as the in-game US. So yeah, you can easily get confused if you miss it up. All right, so that is fine. So what we need to do now is grab the position and the rotation from where you've placed it. So what you can do now is find the spot for your factory. I've got it here, and rotate it the way you want it, place it where you want it. I'm going to just for fun rotate it a little bit like that, just for the fun of it, and then grab here. You select it, grab here, click on the translate X, Control Shift and C for Charlie, and then go in here and highlight the position data, the whole line with the minus and everything. Control V for Victor, and there you go. Same drill for the rotation. Control Shift and C, and highlight all the stuff in there, and like that. All right, and there you go. Save it up. The map, we can save the map as well, and then once the map is saved, we can give it a test, and now we should have our placeable sitting snug and nice in game. We can do this whole exercise one more time with another placeable, any other placeable, but it should work like clockwork every time. And I'll give you a tip. If, for instance, for some reason your placeable is not showing, check your game log, because your game log will tell you what the problem is. You know how many guys has contacted me, Farmer Bob, please, Farmer Bob, help, and then they didn't read the game log. You know, it's the very first thing you do to troubleshoot is check your game log if you don't see your placeable. So we will now verify. So this one I can delete now. That's my old save game. We're done with that. And we're going to start a new one, and then obviously go here, continue, and then deselect all, grab just the power tools and start. Good. So now we can let our console run by and see if we can see anything related to there might be some stuff in here that is just the normal errors from in-game map, but we shouldn't see anything concerning our new placeable. That's what I wanted to say, is make sure that if your placeable is not showing, I didn't see anything concerning in there, so I don't think we will be worried too much about it. And let's just put our super speed on like so, and then we can quickly run out here. And you see now immediately the very first thing you see is the icons. You see the cow agree. he's totally excited. So the moment you see the icons, you know that your triggers are working. If there's no icons, then the triggers aren't working. So if I now go here and I press R, I can see my trigger is working because I'm already in the shop, and I can now set it up. I need canola and sunflowers, or canola or sunflowers to make some diesel. Great, I love it. So there it is, guys, a working placeable in the right spot. The way I've rotated it, everything is set up via XML. Now you can quickly verify here. I'm going to take the F1 away, and I'm going to go my page up and see where that placeable is loading from. We should have it up here. Assets, work, lights, sounds, dairy placeable. There it is. You can see it. If I type another like that, yeah, it is map US placeable diesel factory placeable i3D. So that is the XML now loading that i3D of ours, because the placeable.xml pulls this little i3D out of the placeables and then loads it into the map according to the coordinates we gave it here. So it takes this directory, this XML runs, and it loads the i3D, which we fixed that directory from, and it puts it in game on this spot here. exactly as it should. Great. So guys, I really hope, and this is the log that I'm talking about. You can check your log in game by pressing the tilde key. If you don't know what the tilde key is, you've got the escape key. Just below that there's a little sine wave. That's the tilde key. So if your tilde key is not working, I'm just going to quit here. We are now totally happy and excited and overwhelmed with joy because our mod is working, or our placeable is working. And what we can do now is I will show you here. If we go back into our mods folder, go one folder back, our log file is here. So it's documents, my games, where your save games and mod folder is. There's the mods folder. So just below that at the bottom is your log file. So if you open that, that's the game log, and all your errors and stuff will be in here. So now you can take your time and totally sit and look around and see and go check what is going on with your placeable. See what the problems are and figure it out and get it all sorted, you know. So I just want to clean up this, keep this in the editor. No, just close that up. Now if you press the tilde key in game for some reason and your console does not come up, you come here to this same place where the log file is, go into, I think it is game settings. I think let's go right at the bottom. Nope, that is not game settings, it's just game.xml. You open that up, here it is. Development, can you see development? And then you double click the false by you and you just make it true. Save the file and you should have the tilde key working in game, and your console will pop up, and then you can live watch all your errors while you fiddling with stuff in game. So that's also a handy thing, and there's a lot of things you can do with the console in game, so that's nice to have, you know. So there it is. Great. I could have actually gone at game settings and tune the volume there, you know, then it will permanently stay there. So if you want to do some permanent settings to your stuff, there's the music, you know, that I've made 20%. You can come in here, set this stuff in here, and it will permanently have it in your game. But remember, if you want to default again, you have to come and default it here. Great, man, guys. So I really hope this helped a bit for the guys that are struggling with the placeables, the custom placeables. So this was now a custom placeable, and setting it up and making sure that it's working. Just for the guys that, one last thing that I'm thinking of, if you're now in your map, let me just open my map again. Where is it? Mod map US, maps, map US. Say now I have done a change on that placeable, because that's what custom placeable is you have a placeable and you do some editing on it and do some stuff in the i3D of the placeable. You will follow this same procedure that I'm showing you now to customize your placeable. You can obviously customize it on its own, but if you have it in the map, if you build it into your map, say for instance now like this, here I am at the dairy, whatever, and say for instance I want to add things to this placeable, or take some stuff away, or move some stuff around, you know, stuff like that. Just want to see now why this thing of mine is lagging so much. That's the visuals. Milk tank concrete. Oh, that's the concrete for the milk tank. Okay. Say for instance I want to it's just collisions, add some stuff or move things around. Do not change any of the order of this transform groups in here of your placeable. So that's the transform group for the placeable, where we get the direction from, the rotation and positioning. But do not change any of the orders here, because then stuff is going to stop working in your placeable. Alright, so now what we do, if you add something, do add it at the bottom so it will not influence any of your current stuff. For instance, just to give you an idea, the occluder is at 0.11. So if I now open that XML here at the Diesel Factory and I go down to the very bottom where the R3D mappings is, and I find the occluder in here. I wonder if they've got the occluder. I don't see it, but this is the order I'm talking about. All these are nodes that are linked from the XML to the R3D. So if I now come in here and I add something in here, everything below it is going to be wrong according to the XML, because the XML is the thing that sets up it sets up the working parts of your thing. So if you add stuff, just add it to the bottom of it. Say we want to add, what can we add? Maybe another tank. So I'm just going to grab a tank. What is there in game that I can quickly add here? That is a whole farm silo. I don't want to add the whole silo. So I want to put this little thing, this little house thingamabob. Even that house thingamabob is a lot of stuff. Maybe I can... is that the bin? That's a pre-placed bin. Stay away from pre-placed stuff, guys, because the pre-placed stuff, yeah, it can cause issues. But what I can do, I can import one just directly from in-game. Forming data, placeables, brandless, decorations, garden wells, pallet truck, playground statues, a wagon, benches. Just for interest sake, let's just add a bench, man. Grab a bench, all right. And now I want to put a bench here on the mod, or add some stuff to the mod, or make it look better, or whatever, you know. And you want this bench to be part of the placeable. Control X, right? Drop it in the dairy placeable transform, Control V, and it will automatically put it for you at the very bottom. So it will be out of harm's way, and it will be how can I say, it will be okay to have it there. So now you can put your bench in and drop it here. And remember, now I'm working now on the placeable that is in the placeholder. So this is not the real thing that gets loaded. This is just the one I have here for visual. So now when you're done modifying it, we're going to save it over itself. In other words, we're going to overwrite the one that's in our map folder. All right, so I select the main transform. So easiest way is to just minimize everything and select the main transform of it. Go File, Export with Files. All right, we go into our map folder, which is map US, and find that directory where we've put it. There it is, Diesel Factory, R3D, and you click on the R3D. You say save. Do you want to replace it? Yes, please. Parent directory, you go yes, please, and yes, please to both questions. All right, and now I'm going to save the map and close up. Once it's finished saving, obviously. So now we've got a custom one that we've edited in the map itself. Diesel Factory, R3D, and very important what I'm doing now. Do not forget about this, guys. You have to open it once you've saved it. Come here, and immediately what you'll notice is it's not 0 anymore. It's now sitting somewhere out in the sticks. Can you see? There it is. And that is a problem, because if we now load it, the map, it's going to grab our placeables XML is going to grab that config placeables. It's going to grab this XML and load it at this coordinate and rotation. So it's going to add it and add this. So it's going to double this. So it's going to sit outside of your map probably. So come in, open the i3D once you've exported or saved, and just remember to zero all of them like that. And it will come to the center of your screen, and there it is. You see, and you should now notice the bench that we've added. I just want to see where it is. That's our custom bench, and save the i3D now. Now it will load this i3D, not the one in the map. Right, so there you go. Once you are finished with your map, once you are totally developed your map and loaded everything, and you are totally 100% happy with your map, that you're not going to touch it again for development, for any modifications, you can open the map i3D, this one, and delete that placeholders transform group. That whole thing with everything in it, you delete it because you don't use that in your map anymore. It's irrelevant. So that is only at the end of it. But in the meantime, you can have it in there and you can see your placeables, and it's very handy to see your placeables. Because otherwise you have a map with nothing in it. You know, all the placeables are only loaded via XML. And you can't see them. It's annoying if you want to build a map around it and you can't see nothing. Great. Well, guys, it's been fun. I really enjoyed it. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching. And finally, a huge thank you again to my Patreon supporters. And I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Remember to like and subscribe, guys, and do share. I appreciate, man. Take care. I'll catch you on the next one. Have a fantastic week. Cheers.